300,000 people could flee Libya if things get any worse. The EU fears that more than 300,000 people could flee across the Mediterranean Sea in a humanitarian disaster if the situation in Libya continues to deteriorate. According to a new internal report. That prediction was made in the latest semi-annual report from Operation Sophia, the EU's military mission aimed at halting people from being smuggled across the sea into Europe. The situation in Libya has deteriorated over recent months as the fighting between rival factions for control of the country led to 53 people dying when a detention center was hit in an airstrike last month. The odds of people making the dangerous trek to Europe has increased, Sophia noted in the report, dated July 9. The report cites the International Organization for Migration in its estimate that around 325,000 people could take to the sea if conditions in. While fewer people have crossed the sea since the peak of the crisis, when more than 3,800 people are estimated to have died during the journey, the route between Libya and Italy remains deadly. An estimated 2,262 people died on the trip in 2018. The Sophia report also predicted that while the Libyan Navy and Coast Guard were still operational, the conflict could force them to focus more on internal security than stopping smuggling. If this were to occur, it is likely that handling these threats would outstrip capacity and immediate intervention by the European community would be required off the coast, the report continues. That might be easier said than done. The EU decided in 2016 to equip and train Libyan Coast Guard units rather than continue to fund its own rescue missions. According to the report, found a huge drop in the number of rescues that Sophia conducted last year despite the constantly of drownings. According to the latest Sophia report, the plan to turn over operations to the Libyans has found only moderate success. During the period the report covers, from December 2018 through May 2019, the Libyan Coast Guard and Navy responded to only 50% of search and rescue cases along the central Mediterranean migration route. An investigation during that time also found that the Libyans rarely answered the phone when called on the emergency. This month the UN-recognized government in Libya announced that it would be closing 3 of its largest immigrant detention centers, which have been condemned by the UN for their inhumane treatment of refugees. Complicating matters is Sophia's lack of ships. Since April, the mission has been forced to operate without any surface naval assets. That's fine, the report said, provided that the EU's members provide more in the near future, the Libyans needs to patrol their waters effectively.